How's it going, guys? I'm Sumner with Heretic Studio, and I'm going to show you how to install our Ford Bronco 20-inch bumper bar kit. When you purchase the Ford Bronco bumper bar kit, you'll get a 20-inch light bar, some vehicle-specific brackets, and a wiring harness. For this install, you're going to need a pair of crimpers, a 7/16 wrench, a socket wrench with a T40 Torx bit, a razor blade, and a pair of wire strippers. So the first step in the install is to locate and take out the 4 T40 Torx bit bolts on the bumper. Now, even if you have the bull bar that comes with this, the brackets will still work with that bar. After we install the light bar, we'll run the wiring harness up to the upfitter auxiliary wires, and then once connected there, we'll test the functionality of the light bar. And with these T40 bolts, don't have to worry about a nut on the other side. They're welded to the bumper. So you can just unscrew them like normal. Next, we'll install the vehicle-specific brackets, leaving them slightly loose so we can install the light bar. Cool, with those installed, we'll now put the light bar in. Install the light bar into the brackets, along with the hardware. Just make sure to leave the hardware a little bit loose. We'll angle the bar later. So using a 7/16 wrench, we will tighten the bolts down just till they're snug. We'll tighten these guys down just a little bit more, just so we kind of know where it's gonna seat. Perfect. So the next step will be to run the wiring harness. So I'm going to be running the wire harness behind the driver's side headlight along some of the other factory wiring. You'll see a harness kind of going down. It'll drop down by the battery, and you'll be able to snag it down below the headlight and run it over to the light bar. I like to use a zip tie, a very long zip tie to run that. There's various other wire running tools that you can use. All of them will be fine. As you're running the wire harness, you'll notice there's some other factory harnesses that you can zip tie this extra length of wire to. So now I'm going to zip tie the wire to the factory harness that's behind the fog light here. Okay, so at this stage of the install, I'm just running the wire harness up to the upfitter wires. And you'll notice this Bronco has a few other accessories on there, but we'll show you how to hook that up. So you'll notice that the kit comes with a ring terminal on here, and you can use either factory ground to ground the light bar to. Just when you undo the ground, just make sure to keep a finger on it to hold it onto the body. You'll notice that this customer has a few wires connected to their upfitter wires. Our 20-inch light bar does need to be connected to aux 2, so we're going to find which wire that is in this bundle and connect it there and move the other light that's connected. So using an 8mm socket wrench, remove the bolt holding the factory ground. All right, with the ground made, now tackle this. We've located our aux 2 wire, is the green wire with a brown stripe, and it looks like this customer has a light already connected to it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this off. Now this style of connector is fine. It's not ideal because you really wanna seal it off so you don't get any water in the connector. So I'll show you a way how to install it if you don't have something like this, that way you can still get that wire-to-wire connection so that you don't have any issues during the install. So we're just going to take that guy to the side, we'll connect it later. This wire, I'm going to take and fold it back. like so, and I'm going to insulate it with some tape. And the goal with the tape is to just tape it up well enough that you're not going to get any water inside the tape. And next, we'll connect our wire from our wire harness to that wire. So using your wire strippers, we're going to take about a 1/2 inch section of the wire. Don't cut all the way through, just enough to cut the shielding. Now we're going to take our razor and just carefully cut the shielding off. So with that cut, you've got your exposed wire without any flyaways. Go ahead and separate through the center. So you see there's a little hole now in the middle. So next we're going to connect the red wire. And a question that we receive a lot is, can I cut this wire to length, or do I need this extra length on here for the install? And you can for sure cut it to length. So wherever you want this to connect to that, you can go ahead and cut it. Just make sure that you leave enough so that you can poke the wire in here and wrap it around. And I'll show you how to do that. So next, I'm going to take this bare wire here and poke it through the hole that I created in that wire, and then wrap it around the exterior tightly. Next, we'll tape up this wire to keep any water from getting in there, and then secure the tape with a zip tie. Now with the light bar hooked up, it's time to test the functionality. Turn the vehicle's ignition on, and then flip the aux2 switch. And it looks like that guy works, so we'll continue on with the install. So with the light bar tested, it's now time to tighten all of the bolts holding the light bar. So with the mounting bolts tightened down, next will be to angle the light bar and tighten the light bar bolts. With all of the nuts and bolts tightened, the light bar is ready to rock and roll. Your install is now complete. Thank you for choosing Heretic. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, and at hereticstudio.com for more amazing products just like this.